The number one thing is that the world works off of probability and statistics. And that's one thing I learned in trading, which you really don't, understand when you start trading. Because welcome back, guys. Harry here, known as Trade Chap, and in this video we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to answer your guys' questions. Now there's some really important questions in here, some stuff that is very interesting and is away from the type of teaching style of where you learn a strategy, learn a method, because this can cloud your brain. But really some of these questions are very important and can give you a better picture of what trading is and help you guys. So definitely advise you to watch this video and hope you guys enjoyed. You guys left these questions down in the groups below, so if you're new here, you can join that for free. And also leave a subscribe and like. Let's get this video out to more people. I really appreciate it. On the road to 10k, so if you can help that make that happen, I'd really appreciate it. And also next time I'm gonna do more of these. I love answering your questions. It really is something nice to see what level people are at and what they're looking at. So next time I'm going to be asking this on my Instagram, so you can follow me there, and I'll be doing the Q&As on there, so make sure to follow me. So let's get straight into the first question. So there's some really interesting questions here. One of the first questions here is, what is the most important thing in trading? So one of the most important things in trading is actually having confidence. I see these days in society so many people lack confidence, and it's super important. Once you have data, once you have statistics, you have to be able to have the confidence to execute on your trades. You can't just say what if. There's too many what ifs. Execute on the trade based on the information you have gathered. Have the confidence, believe in yourself. Especially in the society these days, men, they especially lack a lot of confidence these days. Without having goals and ambitions, their confidence dwindles, especially with all social media and hiding behind screens. So these days confidence is very important and can get you very far, so be sure to be confident in whatever you do. So next question here is, do you have any psychology tips? Yeah, of course. Psychology is one of the biggest things in trading and generally in life, because the only thing that controls you is your brain and your thoughts. So learning to master your brain is something that will never be accomplished, because it's a ever evolving thing, and it's, your brain loves to make problems and solve them. That's basically what you like to do as a human. So psychology is something that you have to really dive deep into. You have to understand what is your background, what you struggle with, and use that information to be able to help yourself in whatever situation you're in. If you know you're someone who likes to make erratic decisions, if you like to do something quickly without thinking, if you think in life, in a general conversation, when you go to someone, are you the first person to speak? Do you speak without thinking and say, oh man, why did I do that? If you're that type of person, that's going to translate into your trading, right? You're going to be someone to take decisions without thinking and then realize, oh, this was a bad idea. So whatever you do in your general life, you have to look back into trading. Many people will tell you, yes, there's, you need to be able to do this in trading, don't over risk, if you take 2 losses, stop. But psychology is very independent, because everyone's brain works different, right? So some people might have some other traits and some people have different traits. So as a trader, you have to identify what is your own personal traits and move that into trading, right? Relate that to your trading. So if you're someone who is hesitant, who doesn't like to take risk, you have to build confidence to take risk, and that's going to be a psychological issue. So my tips is identify outside of trading what is your psychological barriers, what is your traits, and then apply that into trading. We have a great question. This is quite a deep question here. And this is, what are the lessons you learned from trading that helped you in life? So this is a really good question, and I can say there's a lot of things. The number one thing is that the world works off of probability and statistics. And that's one thing I learned in trading, which you really don't, understand when you start trading, because everything works off probability and statistics. Your trades work off that, society works off that, businesses work off that, the whole world works around probability and statistics. So without that, you're not going to reach anywhere, because you're not going to know your odds. That's why, people trying to win the lottery, you don't have much chance of winning the lottery. You're just wasting your time. So having probability and statistics on your side is the best thing you can do, because if you can increase your probability in a skill, you're more likely to excel in that. And that's all it is. It's very simple when you look at it like that, but there's a lot of things in between that. But I think that's a big thing, that apart from the general skills that I learned, which is, discipline, which basically I've always had, hard work, taking risks, confidence, all of these things. Apart from that, the other life skill that I really learned is that the world is unfair, right? Everything designed in the world is meant to be unfair, right? People are meant to make more money than you. People are meant to have things the easier way, and you have to accept that, right? but you have to accept it in a way to understand how do they do it, right? You'll never be as good as them. The government would always be more powerful than you, but you have to always understand, okay, these people, the systems of the world are designed to make the rich richer. So you have to understand, okay, it's an unfair place, but what is my best probability? What's my method to make this beneficial for me? You have to always find the good in the bad and always find the bad in the good, right? So this is the very important skill that I learned, and you can see in trading that trading is a very big industry that's also filled with a lot of bad, but there's also a good side. So you have to pull that out and try to progress on that and make that benefit you. So that's one very important thing I learned from trading. Here's another question, which is more about my own journey, which is how did your trading journey start, and when did you know you were on the right path to find your trading style? So this is a very important thing. Now, many times during my trading journey, so my trading journey started more than 3 years back. It was always on and off. I would say probably total 4 years on and off, and then 3 years where I actually tried to do it properly and really look into it. But looking back at it, I always thought within the first 2 months of trading that I was on the right path and I knew what I was doing and I was going to be rich in 2 months. But that you soon realize that, hey, no, that's not going to be the case. This is you have to risk big to win big. And are you comfortable risking big? Is your strategy good enough? You have self-doubt in that point of time, and you think, okay, and then you get to the point where you're thinking, okay, am I really doing the right thing? Is trading really for me? And then you have to understand, well, if you look at anything else, if you're not going to trade, what are you going to do? You're going to open a business, right? If you're going to open a business, how long is it going to take you to be profitable? Well, unless you're doing drop shipping, which everyone in the world seems to do, what product are you going to have? There's not much left. And if you open your own business, it normally takes 2 years to become profitable anyway. So is there really a difference? No. So you have to, you have to buckle down and find something that works. So when do you start to get that confidence and feel like you're on the right path? When you start seeing consistency. I would say consistency is the main thing, right? And then once you start seeing, okay, this method starts working, I have consistency, you've proven through back testing, you have data that backs it, then you're like, okay, I'm on the right path. From here, I can look to start increasing my risk, start earning more, and so on, so on, so on. All right, so the next question here is, how many hours a week do I spend trading, right? So I would say roughly around 3 hours per day. So 3 times 5 days a week is going to end up being 15 hours a week, right? So I trade for 15 hours a week, and that's pretty much it. What is my favorite trading setup or entry? Now, this is an interesting one. I would say my favorite trading setup or entry is when price has made a high, pulled back from that high, created a support, and showing me lower time frame structure, which allows me to take it to retest that high. I'd say that's my favorite setup. I would take that all the time. A little personal question here. What's your favorite time and moment of the day? Now, this is a very hard question here. My favorite time and moment of the day. I would say there's a lot of moments that of course, gym is one of my favorite moments because it's my passion, one of my passions. I say waking up every day is a privilege and you have to not take that for granted. So I think that's my favorite moment of the day because it's a fresh day, it's a fresh start. So that sets up your whole day, right? So from them, I guess that's the best part if you're looking at it at a different point of view. So here's another question. What's your message for aspiring traders? I'll say the number, I have a few messages and I'm going to give them out in bullet points. But number 1 would be, don't try to make money quick. It's not going to work that way. Be ready for the journey because it's a long one and it will take time to learn. Follow trusted sources, which I mean, look at people, how they teach. Don't look at people who are flashing lifestyles. Don't follow a lifestyle, follow a goal. Follow someone who actually wants to see you do good in trading by teaching you to trade. Stop being fooled by all the profits you see online. It's not always the way. And this is very, social media is a lot of smoking mirrors, which means there's a lot of show and push. And that's how life works, right? No matter what industry you're in, even the fitness industry, every single industry is full of people showing things that are not necessarily true or unattainable, right? So understand your level, understand what your place is here on the earth, and take it from there. Don't think you're going to come from having $100 in your bank account, start trading, and next year you're going to be a millionaire. That's not the case, right? You have to understand where you are. If you made $100 and next year you're in progression and you have $10,000, that's more than 100x your worth. So understand that not more, it is equal to, but understand that that is a massive growth, and you have to understand what level you are, and you can progress from there. So I'm just going to do a few more questions here. I'm not sure how long we've been talking for. What's the number one rule to follow in Forex trading? That's a tough question, because there's not only one rule you should follow, but if I had to make one rule to follow in trading, it would probably be don't give up too quickly. That's the number one rule I would say in trading, is not to give up too quickly. It's a big mistake people make. I think we've been going on long enough now, and I think I'm going to call that the last question there. I think there's a lot of valuable information in here, and definitely consider giving this video a like. I will be doing more of these, and I will be doing them just on my Instagram, so be sure to follow me there. Tell me if you like these type of videos, and let me know what you think. With that being said, guys, take care, trade sharp, and until next time, peace.